Hello and welcome to another episode of the Kingswell Conversations, conversations with heart that are shaping the future of foster care and adoption in Virginia and beyond. And I'm absolutely thrilled once more to be joined by CEO of Foster VA and Extra Special Parents in Virginia, Richard Kingswell. Hey Richard, how are you doing today?
Good morning. It is a beautiful day in Virginia, and I'm glad you joined us, and I'm excited about today's question.
Oh, brilliant, brilliant. So we've been motoring through. We are getting near the end of season 2, and you've been imparting so much knowledge with us. Are you ready for today's question?
Yes, indeed.
Okay. Today's question then, and this is one that we're very well aware, people that have watched all of these episodes are very well aware that you have been in this world of foster and adoption for a really long time. So this question is all about drawing from your experience. So there's no sort of right or wrong in here. This is just about from what you've seen, from what you've heard from your team, what would you think if somebody was watching this and they're thinking about being a foster parent? What do experienced foster parents wish they had known at the very beginning? So what are those little things that they're like, oh, damn, I wish I knew that at the beginning? What sort of things would you say come up?
I think the first one is the difference between foster care and therapeutic foster care and kinship care. I think understanding the levels of trauma that kids have gone through and how you impact that the journey these children have taken is tough. The removal is tough. The settling into new families is tough. And you are the constant for that moment in their child's life. And that journey that you have to take right at the beginning on understanding how a child is going to feel when they come. You've had this vision of this beautiful, I'm a person who just wants to step up and help children. And they go, I don't want your help. I just want to go home. And it's like, okay, I don't have that part of the choice. I'm not in that part. I'm just here to feed, water, keep you safe, hug on you when you need them, help you cry when you need to cry, recreate when you need to recreate. Yeah. And you're not interested? I think that's quite a bit of a shock for many parents, sort of thing. And that first day, that first week, that first placement, that it's like, trust has been broken with adults. You have to rebuild that trust. And that's a very important thing. It takes time. Time heals. And it's a very good statement that whatever the piece of paper says about a child and the trauma they've been through, it takes time to heal. The more trauma, more time, and the more broken trust, the more time it takes to make trust.
So I guess that time also is so subjective, isn't it? According to that child, there is, it could take a really long time. That there's no pattern to that, and to be open to that.
I think one of the very clear things is a child's normality is very challenging for people. A normal, if you only get one meal a day, and it's not a very good meal at that,
and that's become normal,
and that's their normal, then there's absolutely no expectations other than that's their normal. So when you say it's bath time, you say, well, it's not the first of the month. What the hell's going on? Or we're going to go out and buy you a pair of new shoes. It's like, I don't like wearing shoes. I haven't had any shoes before. Yeah. It's like, well, it's winter. We need to get you a nice pair with some holes just in the top, not all the way around, sort of thing. Yeah. So, but that's their norm, and don't fight their norm. It's very important to understand that their norm is challenging, to say the least. So understand that it's a slow process, and time heals, and we can go from there.
I think it's one of those things, isn't it, that, for people who have been fortunate enough to have been raised within a traditional parenting setting with traditional kind of what we're familiar with, routines and daily activities and things like, 3 meals a day, or, we put a coat on in the winter and we have a shower most mornings. For those of us that have been, very fortunate to have been brought up that is our norm.
Right.
And it is generally a societal norm of subversion. To actually realize that there are young people out there or families that do not work in that way.
Right.
And you have those extremes of a child thinking, well, it's not my monthly bath time and I haven't, and I get the third lot of water after everybody else, and you know, and all of that. That's got to be, you know, I think you can watch your movies, which sometimes obviously
are inspirational. There's some really good ones, yeah.
The inspirational movies, but that do sometimes make it look, you know, we all live happily ever after.
Right.
You can do your training, you can read all your stuff, but you really have no idea what it's like until you're in it.
Right.
And that child is saying, but it's not my monthly bath time day, or I've already eaten today, or I don't even know what you mean by,
or being hurt, or being smacked and punched, and a weapon used against you because you forgot to do something, and being put down continuously. No rah-rah in their life, but whatever the trauma is, it is their trauma and it's their norm. So it takes a while to get that and understand that. And so going back to the original part of the question of the 3 levels of different types of foster care, the therapeutic foster care, which is what we're looking for, therapeutic foster parents, and we're looking for parents that understand that they're going to have a learning curve as well. It's important for them to learn that your expertise with your family or friends, or being brought up in a healthy environment, and have worked through your issues and all the rest of the things, you feel you're in a great place to help a child, is they're still learning. And it's okay to learn, because you haven't come across a child that has been beaten and abused and neglected and traumatized before, most likely. And so it's a learning curve. So take your time. You have a child placing agency like us that will give you the education, the support, the wraparound 24/7, 365 to make sure you're successful. It's still hard. Where a foster parent in a traditional environment where there's less therapeutic, the child has maybe stabilized more and has been in the foster care system a while, or it wasn't them that's being abused, but it was their sibling, and it's their sibling that may have the more trauma and maybe in treatment, doing work in a residential. They weren't the one that was being picked on or neglected. They were the good child or whatever it is. And so those ones are usually with the Department of Social Services. Those type of children are usually with the social services. And so when you come to an agency like ourselves, understand that our training is more rigorous. Our training is there to give you the tools, and we will support you. We're not in it for Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. We're here all the time for you. And if we don't do a good job, no one trusts us. And so we know we're going to do everything we can to make you successful in this journey. And so learning the difference between TFC, therapeutic foster care, traditional foster care, and kinship care. The kinship care, which is where it's a kin, a friend, someone, a next door neighbor, someone you know, an aunt, an uncle, that stepped up in a moment of crisis. Maybe a parent has had to go into rehab, has gone to jail, and they found a family member, a friend that will say, I can look after this child. You have that familiarity already. And that's a huge piece in the journey of trust. And so if you're a trusted aunt, a next door neighbor that's fed, watered, looked after when mum's disappeared for a bender sometime, and you've always been there for them, the journey is a lot easier for a kinship family. It's still hard because there's still the removal, and why can't I see my mum and things like that, or see my dad? I told a teacher at school, why did I do that? This has all gone wrong because I told that they were hurting me. And that guilt, those are all the sorts of things that being kin can help. And one of the reasons that kin do so well in outcomes is because they don't have to breach that barrier of trust. The trust is already there in the journey. They were a school teacher, a friend, those sort of things.
The familiarity, isn't there?
It is, yeah. So that's one of the hurdles that's taken away with kin. So they're the 3 levels that are so simple. But the therapeutic is the level of support, the training. You get a license. This is a skill that we have said that you have made the criteria that you are mentally strong, you've got your stuff together, you know how to look after yourself, you know how to empower children to be successful. We believe in you. That's what the license says. So that's one part.
Would you say, when you're thinking about experienced foster carers and the stuff that they kind of would say, I never considered this, and I know now, but right back at the beginning, these were things I didn't consider. Things like how triggering some things could be. Like, you know, they've gone in thinking, you know, I'm strong, I want to do this, I want to be there, and then all of a sudden there's a young person or sibling group or something, and something is said that they don't realize that this child could trigger something from their own past. Like they would say, well, I'm really mentally strong, I've dealt with my past, I've done all of this, and then this one word or something. Do you think that's something that, you know, new foster parents don't necessarily fully, you can tell them in training, but until they're in it and that kid said the buzzword or done some activity that they've got, I never really realized, I went in with this open heart, not realizing that actually I end up on my own pathway, a little bit of a healing pathway myself. I didn't realize that. Would that be something?
Yeah, the personal growth is a big part. I think a few placements down where they've really got the hang of the journey sort of thing, and they go, the child's taught me more than I've taught them. And I think that's personal development is amazing for parents sort of thing. It's a journey that they were saying, I'm there, I'm good, everything's going in the right direction for me. And then I had to learn new skills. I had to learn that I need a time out every now and then. I need respite care. I need to take a weekend just to recharge myself so I can be the best I can be for this child. And that journey of self-discovery is fabulous. And when you see a parent cross over that line and go, the kids teach me more than I teach them, that is a beautiful place. And that's an amazing part of the journey. It's like, I learned a lot, and they talk to other people. My foster parents are my best advocates to find more foster parents. Because they go, oh, you won't believe how good this journey is. But isn't it tough? It is tough. But the self-development, the self-enlightenment is a fabulous place to be in foster care.
I'm also thinking, you know, from conversations we've had and the work that I've done with you all, is something that I think is that when you're first starting out, again, they can be told this, but don't necessarily get the memo straight away, is when you've talked about how many people actually are involved, that it's not just you, a child arrives on your doorstep, you know, good luck, thank you very much. You know, there is this whole team, you know,
it's a blanket of love.
There's a village out there.
It is, yes. It's a full blanket of people that their mission in their lives, who if it's a judge, an attorney, a social worker, a child protective service worker, a teacher, an educator, a school board, everybody's there to try and make this child successful. And everybody knows that you are a pivotal point. You are the fulcrum in this journey of success. And we know that if we don't look after you, the child is not going to be as successful, because you're doing 85% of this child's day, knowing where they're at school, getting them to school, getting them dressed and watered, and all of the rest of the things that a parent does in normal life, and every parent does. We just visit as professionals, but we've got a lot of enthusiasm and positivity that we want to part on you, sort of thing. And so that's the final piece of the puzzle.
I think it's just one of those things that you know, there's a lot of marketing around, you know, the recruitment side, and it's like open your home to a child in need, and actually it's like open your home to a child in need and the whole village that comes with them.
Right. Yes.
You know,
Yes,
but the focus is always on your opening to a child, but actually when you do open your home to that child, you are also opening your home and your life to a village.
Yes, and it's a busy village, and I think that's probably the last part that I'd like to share with the potential parents that are watching this. This is a bureaucracy, and the bureaucracy, I think, surprises people. That law says we need this piece of paper and we need it by this date, and we have to report back to the social worker who trusted you with the child to know what's going on. So these timeframes and medication should be given at the right time, in the right orifice, with the right dose. All these pieces of, like, it's my child, I'll give them an aspirin. It's like, no, we need to write down that we gave them an aspirin. And those skills that take, it's a bureaucracy, and the training helps you with the bureaucracy. But sometimes I still feel that it's still a bit of a shock. However much we, as you said, pass the memo on and read the memo and express that, the information that the bureaucracy needs, the juggernaut of documentation, is a little bit overwhelming on the first couple of children. After that, it becomes rote. It's like, okay, was there any reaction to the medication? No. check,
Yeah,
and the boxes tick. And 2 years is up. I need to go and get my dog license. And the car insurance is up for renewal. We need to make sure that the car is insured so the child's safe, and the state inspection's done so we know the child is safe in the car. All these sort of things. Simple checklists. Please don't hear anything more than simple checklists. But the government's given us a checklist to work on, and your team will help you get the checklist done. But you're the only person that can take your dog to the vet and say that the shots are up to date and things like that. So hope that helps.
Oh, brilliant. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that. And I hope that's helped you if you're watching, not to be overwhelmed by anything, but just to give you insight, real insight into the realities. And, when it comes to having the village, that's a village to support you, not overwhelm you or get in your way.
Absolutely.
If you would like to connect with Richard away from here, you will find him over on LinkedIn at Richard Kingswell. And if you would like to learn more about the work that Richard and his fabulous team do, you can connect over with them at fosterva.org, where you can also download Richard's amazing 45-page free guide, which is the comprehensive guide to foster and adoption in Virginia. You can also connect with extra special parents at espva.org. We really, really hope that you found this episode interesting, and thank you so much, Richard, for joining us again. Are you ready to come and join us for another episode soon?
The season finale is en route.
Season finale is en route. It is. Thank you so much, wherever you are in the world. We really appreciate you coming and joining us. Take care now. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.